So I was just moving my tilt top table and I broke it. The leg just like snapped off, and this piece kind of broke off of the pedestal here. Now this is my tilt top table that I use to film all my videos on, do all my a lot of my product photography on. It's probably the oldest thing I own. It's got this beautiful surface, and now I broke it. So I think this thing actually was glued at one point. I can see what looks like glue on this, so I think I can just stitch it back together and put it back in service, but kind of bummed out when I break something nice I really like. So I carried her down to the operating room here. This is my workshop. This is in the barn, one just in the basement right below where my office is. And yeah, so this is kind of an emergency for me because this is my my favorite little table. I use this thing every day for my What Sold videos, for my shooting for product photos. It's a great surface, and I just got so much character. I love it. First thing I need to find is some tools. Glue. Got plenty of glue. Okay, glue and a screwdriver. So it's got this metal support bracket, which basically the only thing that's holding this leg in place right now. So I'm gonna have to take that bracket off in order to get the leg free and get everything reset. So these are the parts I found on the ground. This pretty obviously goes here. This was on the ground too, but I don't think I'm gonna need that. Might have just been a little shim that was in there. So I'm gonna need a couple clamps. Clamps are all on this wall. Grab these small ones. There's extra pieces of wood added in here. There's lots of glue. So this table's been around. I don't know how old this table is. I think it's older than I think it is, because it looks like it was originally all notched construction, and then later fasteners were added to strengthen it. So this thing's been around for quite a long time, probably a couple hundred years. So I'm just going to add glue liberally. Alright, just assemble everything back together like it's made of Legos. Right. That's actually fitting together pretty well. So I'm going to clamp a couple places. I think I'm going to grab one more clamp for this. I'm going to try to get this clamp on. Putting some pressure on this back side, but I don't know if I can do it. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, now everything seems pretty well seated. I'm just going to add this screw back in. Actually, I don't think the screw really is biting into anything. I'm going to find a different screw. Old screw, new screw. Alright, so it screws in. Probably should have pre-drilled that hole. It felt a little bit tight, and I hope that doesn't split. But now I got some glue coming out, so I'm just going to wipe this down with a rag. Now before this all sets up, I just want to stand up the table to make sure it's going to sit right, because if it doesn't, it's going to have a wobble. Alright, so that's it. The table's glued up. I'm just going to let that sit for another 25 to 30 minutes or so and just let it set up. and it should be all set, and I'll be back in business again. I really love this table. I couldn't do it without it. It just got this great tabletop, wonderful, rich surface. The more I kind of make marks and damage it and scratch it up, the better and better it seems to look. So this was definitely an emergency. I had to get out here and fix this. So it's going back up in the office as soon as this is over.